episode of Trinbago Vibes. Let me see, I am live at the moment. I was getting problems before, and hopefully this is working. I am going to, try something here. I'm going to, whoa, inside again, big up. I'm just gonna delete the last video I had here, the last live, because yeah. Let's see if we could, channel content. Ooh, before I continue this live, this hopefully is much better. I'm hoping, so people don't get tied up. All right, good. So we should be good to go there. Should be good to go. Hope you all hear me clearly. Let's adjusting a few things right now, so I could just see a few things right now. Yeah. So yeah. All right. So that's sounding good. So I could just see and everything. So yeah, I know. Yeah, 7:20 running normal. So we back. Whoa, Barry, whoa. Video and sound good? Alright, well, we good to go. We got to work this a little bit, it's just what it is. Oh, yeah. Much better, y'all. we inside. Yeah. So, I'll play, hopefully by next week, I'll play around with the software. So, I'll be better off in this. Welcome back. As Reina was saying earlier, it is a haunted feeling. That will be the title right now that you're seeing there, and it's from a Marshall song, because I realized where it was, boy. It was after, it was Ash Wednesday, so a little after I realized, like, normally, the carnival season is start early and I'll catch the vibes pretty early, but this year I kind of get late. I kind of get like the week before, 2 weeks before. No, not 2 weeks, about a week and a half before I started getting into the soca and feel the mood and everything. And yeah, and it's like, wait, now by the time I get into it, it's done. It's like, wow, this season is such a short season, and I have to like big up all the artists. We have a good bit of songs that we overlooked this season, like most of us are going to, you're hearing the DNA, you're hearing Carnival. Well, Carnival contract come out late, and a good bit of our DJs was just playing songs from last year. And it's one thing that I realized over a few Carnival seasons now, and it's have me wondering. Let me know if, for those of you all who's actually gotten fit and stuff, let me know if the same thing for you. But I realized that DJs do not play a plethora of new songs, meaning each year all our soca artists release a good bit of tunes, right? And it has some good ones in between. I mean, they have some alright ones, but it have real good tunes, and it's only here like the top, like probably the same 8, I would say the same 5 to 8 songs right through, and it have so much more. Yeah, like it has some real songs like Carnival Day by Patrice and Voice. I find that was real good. Like my personal favorite. I know I didn't mention this. Did I mention it? Well, yeah, I think I did. They Give Me Everything, and I feel sorry for phase 2 in the Panorama finals. They can't believe they they come 10th. They come last, right? And that was our original song created by Professor Bugsy Sharp, so, and Kess, yeah. So that was an interesting thing. And see, Rena saying the DJs hold back on the good music. That's how I feel, Dread. I mean, nothing wrong with playing the old school, the last year soca, the yesteryear soca. But when all of them, when one after the next come and start to play it one after the next, I mean, I know you always want to play all the big tunes, all the best tunes, but still, I mean, how we can give these new people a chance when you don't really hear their songs, especially on the radio and thing. Like, I see Pretty enter some song, and I didn't even hear it until that day itself. And I Am Superman is saying, he thanked me for the history of Carnival. Oh, you mean, well, that was yesterday video is the recap. yeah, because it's like, all right, but in my head I was like, we have to understand what Carnival is, right? I mean, at the end of the day, Carnival, like I mentioned in the video, is all about, freedom and defiance from authority. Now, people have to understand, like, although the government spent a good bit of money in this, but at one point, it was the powers to be was fighting down the people who celebrating Carnival. So, the spirit of Carnival is representing freedom to express yourself, right? And it wasn't no. Now we gotta be careful when we say that, especially in this day and age, because without order there's chaos. So, but anyway, yeah. So I just had to go through what the history of the carnival and now the Camberley riots reenactment does a wonderful job of that. They actually have play the final one going on right now at the Creative Arts Center in San Fernando. That show started like it'll be wrapping up right now. I was supposed to post about it. I just didn't get time because basically I spent this whole weekend. Well, I spent most of yesterday editing yesterday's video, and then after that I spent some time cleaning up and stuff. And yeah, and that's prepping for the work week, which is tomorrow. But I know I say let me come down here and come on the live, do another Sunday Vibes live. We haven't done this in such a long time, so it's like yeah. So yeah, and as I mentioned earlier, normally I'll come prepared, and this time I didn't really have anything because I thought we'd have listened to, a little BP Renegades and then Massey All Stars. For those of you who missed the, I'm sure the songs and YouTube videos are up. This season out on the road, I end up meeting Radical Tube and I am living my life. Big up them. Those are two Radical Tubes is two guys who I met, and they do live streams. They do a bit of the live streams. I mean, them on the road from the beginning till the end. So big up them. And I am living my life. Well, she is a Trini who is living abroad, but she's also do a lot of concerts and everything, fets and a good bit of things. And I see it had a good bit of people who were also streaming the whole carnival season. So yeah, by the way, thank you all for joining on the live streams when I was on the road and being patient with me, especially I know for Carnival Tuesday my phone overheat. That sun was very blazing red and my phone overheat and the live dropped and then it came back and everything. Now if you watch it afterwards, if you didn't watch it, if you wasn't watching it while the live was going on, it'll just transition, right? But on the day itself, well, I was grateful that the connection didn't drop too bad. But I didn't expect the heat to cause my phone to overheat where it shut down completely and I couldn't even access it. And then the gimbal I was using too was also overheating, so it's like and I didn't work with my normal backup attachment, which let me just show you all. I have it right there. Sometimes I would walk with this, just to chat and thing on something I have the Manfrotto and stuff. So yeah. Hey, Alice from Austria, big up, welcome to the Vibes. If you are not, this is the first time here, welcome, Here we just sit down, we chat a little bit, we go through the videos, we give a little update on what's upcoming on the channel and everything. And yeah, so that is just something I wanted to do. And I also wanted to big up those of you who give super something for the lives, because going on live for Carnival, right, is because we on the road and we want the soca to be played. A good bit of the soca is copyright. I'm gonna say a good bit of the soca. All the soca is copyright. Some of them have ad share in it, meaning that they share the revenue, and that'd be real cool. So that means everybody could get a little something. But then you have others who is a strict copyright, they can't use it. So and because there's multiple soca's tunes playing on the live when we live on the road for the carnival, yeah, it's kind of can't be able to, you're not able to monetize those kind of videos. So big up you all for for donating to the channel and for giving supers and stuff, and yeah, just for joining the live. And yeah, this is how we do it. I always also I have to say I apologize in advance, because when I'm live in public, sometimes the messages will be popping up on the screen here, and I may miss it because I'd be trying to observe what is going on, apart from, seeing what is going on the screen as well, as compared to here where we sit down and have a chance to see the messages when they pop up on the screen, or if I'm on the laptop, I'll see it right here on the screen. So yeah, so like I was mentioning earlier, thanks for being patient with me on the live. When we live in public, all kind of things can happen, and I just can't help it. I try to fix things as they go. yeah, Joe, welcome to the Sunday Vibes Live. So the Carnival recap. Now this was a question. Oh, big up DJ Gel, the remix. He have a nice little track. I met him for the traditional mass, and it was cool to chat with him. He's a young DJ. He very cool, and we had this conversation that, like, about the carnival and things where we could improve on the carnival, and other things where we falling short on. And also, when I saw, I think somebody did a video with Ronnie and Cairo, with the band leader from Ronnie and Cairo, and he and all had the same sentiments, that we were pricing ourselves out of our carnival. And to a degree, I kind of agree, because I find the price of costumes, disrounds, as well as fetes were expensive, and I can understand, okay, supply and demand. Some of these fetes would not have been sold out. I don't think any mass band sold out this year. Don't mind if you go on some of their websites, you'll see for each section sold out. What I saw on the road compared to what I know they normally have, it wasn't the same. But I mean, Juve was Juve. Juve is always kind of big. So, and although I think the Juve will keep growing for Carnival. I know this rounds, we're just talking about the Carnival. Let me jump in on here. So what happened is that I was having this conversation with DJ Gel about the pricing of Carnival and the stuff that we do for Carnival, and how it is we may eventually be priced out of our Carnival, because we also we also export it outside Trinidad and Tobago. Because we were having this conversation, you ask anybody who is not Caribbean, who is not Trinbagonian at all, who have never heard, ask them what they know about Carnival, and the first thing that will come to mind is Brazil. Right now, Brazil have the samba schools, and they also do not export their Carnival, meaning that is the only way you can get a Brazilian Carnival is in Brazil itself. Also, what I've learned, and I wanted to do a video on this here, Trinidad Carnival versus Brazil Carnival. That will require some research. And yeah, so also what I have learned is that in Brazil, they actually have like a museum. They have a place where you could go and build a costume any time of the year. It's like, I know we have the Carnival Museum here, and hopefully they will introduce that. Actually, I was supposed to have a chat with one of the museum directors, so I will be throwing that to him or her. I'm not sure which one. Hopefully, when we get a chance, because we have so much things we could do here, apart from just playing mass and going to fetes during the carnival season. Like the traditional mass is always be our vibes. By the way, peeps, I'm giving you all the update. This year I had an idea, and this is why you come on the live. I wasn't able to fulfill the idea this year, but next year, God willing, I will be taking part in the traditional mass individual competition. I will also be doing it live, but at least hopefully my wife will hold the phone. But I'm planning to do a documentary on traditional mass, especially when entering the competition. So I'm going to enter the competition next year. So I don't have an idea. Well, this year I actually put together the idea. I just didn't get a chance to execute it on how, because the season was so short, right? But next year for sure, hopefully, I will be entering the traditional mass competition, and I'll also be documenting the process. So that will be an upcoming video for next year. You heard it here first. Right now saying Brazil Carnival is a controlled event, and yeah, that is also true. So it is a control event, but still people is still, just like down here where you have people playing mass and then coming down to the end, you have the everybody tripping on the side of the road and eventually fall into the mass band kind of thing, you know. Same thing is happening there in Brazil. It'll be controlled up to a degree. Superman is saying, can you do a video on the history of the steel pan? Now, I am Superman. I suggest you go and watch the Carnival Museum video. Alright? The Carnival Museum video that I did has the history of the steel pan. It was explained by the tour guide, Christopher Neal. Yeah. So, and he did a wonderful job in explaining the history of the steel pan. And I didn't do the full tour in that video, the Carnival Museum video. So go up and look for the Carnival Museum on the channel and you will see the history of the steel pan. Just go to the second half of the video will have that history. The first half, I show you the ground floor and we went through the woman of Calypso. But then the second half of the video have the history of the steel pan in case you want to check that out. Somewhere down the line, I may do a next video on it, but for now it is there and he explained it much better than I could possibly do, right? So yeah, so you can check that out. Oh, by the way, for those of you who are fasting for the Lent, I don't know what to really say, but happy Lent, is I know it is the countdown to Easter right now. And as of midnight on Tuesday, the soca kind of stopped. And I always found that to be fascinating as well. Brian, yeah. I always found that fascinating that as soon as Ash Wednesday reach, they stop playing soca. Now a good bit of sessions will continue to play soca, and then probably after Easter, they might play the new music right down. Yeah, because they go back to normal like dance hall and everything, and I mean, so we have good music. I know I saw on some comments people were saying it's just old noise they're hearing, and I can't have that. Not everything is for everybody because some people will be familiar with the calypso tunes and everything. Whoa, Deborah, good night, and blessings. So yeah, so not. How to put this, boy? With the evolution of soca, right? Some people will be familiar with the calypso aspect. Some people will enjoy the kaiso. Some people would enjoy the mixture of the two. Some people will enjoy the chutney. Some people would hear soca, the power soca, and think is noise making. Especially some people when they hear the pan. I mean, the audio quality probably on some of the devices we use to capture it may not be as good, but like when you're there, and I don't know, with steel pan, the older I get, the more attuned I feel with it, or the more I do Trinbago vibes, the more patriotic I get, so the more I understand the music aspect. But I always enjoyed soca, and people have to understand, like I was explaining to somebody the other day that is probably a generation thing, right? And you could agree with me, disagree with me, but with music, it will have, like, say some people would big up the 80s, some people would big up the 90s and say, and people who enjoy the 80s music will say the 2000 music is mess and is noise, and people who enjoy the 2000 music may not appreciate the 80s music as so much. They might say that is like old people music kind of thing. You know what I'm talking about? If you do, let me know. But it's something similar to that, so not everybody may appreciate our music, but yeah, but that's just how it is, it is at the end of the day, when you hear the music on the road, it's different from just watching it on a screen. Trust me. Like when we hear it through the screen, through YouTube, we'll know what songs we hear on the radio, we'll know, yeah, this is a nice tune, this is not a nice, this is an okay tune. You may be wondering sometimes, because I used to do the same thing. I'd be like, what crap they're singing, boy? They can't come with anything better. And then, like, when you hit on the road, we're like, you get on. So that is just how it's be. Oh, Shirley, welcome. Yes, and I am someone that's a big statement he'll make there. He said, the music you grow up with is good music. And of course, there's different genres of music and different styles of music, and certain ones would appeal to you more, right? I like all in a sense because also since we're talking about music, big up Marshall Montano for in the Calypso Monarch, and real people would bash him because I mean, like I said in the video yesterday on that Carnival recap, for every time I know he entered, you know he was winning. It had whatever the bubble or whatnot, you know, he was winning. But what people fail to understand, right? This is probably the first year in a long time Calypso Monarch probably get the amount of views and people interested in it because he was in the competition, and that alone, that value alone, that is what like the icon brings. And I mean, I should take on this Calypso Monarch before, but it's only one or two popular songs. But because he was in the competition, I decided to, take in the other tunes that they was playing. And that's why I fell in love with Helen Francis' song, Representing We, because it's like, that is Calypso, that is social commentary. Now, I know this scene with Crocro and whatnot, and Inchan, we're not getting into the politics here, but basically Inchan sued Crocro and won the lawsuit. Now, some people will say it's an infringement on the freedom of speech and is like a attack on Calypso and what Calypso represents. And initially, I thought that was like true, but then when you look at the details, right, he didn't get sued for what he sang, for what he sang. I mean, what he sang, whatever, right? He sang it there, but then he went on radio and actually called out people, Calypsonians have a way to talk about things, whether you agree with them or not, right? In a storytelling way and in a way that you don't directly confront somebody. So, like, or even if you're confronting somebody, normally it'd be a politician and not a individual person, and the politicians don't really, they can't even do anything about it because it don't make sense. Because since time immemorial, people have been bashing the politicians in the Calypso. Yeah, surely saying that the job of make me laugh. Yeah, yes. That is the haunted feeling sometimes. Yeah, is catch it. I am Spanish saying, who you think is the greatest Calypso artist of all time? And he's actually the Mighty Sparrow. For me, yes, I think Sparrow have some of one of the best tunes you could ever hear. Right, I have some from favorites in between, but they always one or two tunes that they would have. Right, but Sparrow, like Obia Wedding, Gina and Dinah, Lying Excuses, man, those are when I can listen to that now and then just enjoy it and have a blast hearing it. So yeah, Sylvan. So like I said, that is basically how he got sued. He went on radio and he feel he was big and he called out the man name, right? So it's one thing you could sing about sing a song, a Calypso about a certain individual and how they behave and things they may have done, but he get jammed by actually going out on radio and publicly announcing a man name. So that's how Inchan could have won the defamation case. Because if he did stay quiet and just stick to the Calypso, he'd be good, I think. Because that's what he has been doing for years. Right? Always bashing, a certain class of people. Ethnicity, I should say. But I just saw how it's go, right? And I just don't take it on so much. So yeah. Forget what we were talking about. Yeah, Calypso. And next year apart, well, I was mentioning next year, I was thinking about entering the traditional mass competition. Also, I'm not sure how things going to play out next year. So if I'm not playing mass next year or not in the Juve, I will hopefully go down south. So this year we capture Juve in north. I want to go and capture Juve in south next year. So yeah, so that's the plan for next year. Juve in south and also Monday night mass. Because the only place I know that have Monday night mass is in south. The town is just too much, right? And for those of you who only live and want to know more about the carnival, dread this year I had to bigger people because this sun was blazing hot. my phone overheat. I was mentioning earlier when I was live. So yeah. And Deborah saying is she's thanking me for the videos and the lives and everything because she hasn't been in town for a while. Yeah, you're most welcome, Deborah. And actually Barry is right. He was saying that the greatest calypso artist of all time is like asking which is the greatest rock artist of all time. But in the calypso genre, for me, Barry is I would still say Sparrow, then Kitchener. The Lord Kitchener had some like best tunes too, and I was reading his novel. I wonder if I have it here, boy. Is it? Yeah. I'll catch that just now. Anyway, yeah. I read one of his autobiography. Oh, shucks, I just fell down. Oops. I was trying to reach behind me there, and I was. and it was very interesting to read about all the times back then. So yeah. And right now, I mean, right now I really like the tune from Helen Francis. Back then, well, it has some nice. Well, one of my all-time favorites is Not Even. So that Dennis Plummer, and then we have his Explainer with Lauren, you better wake up. I need a jet plane to take me non-stop. As Explainer, boy. And also in Michael Tischer's second song, Runaway, he sing about Lauren as well, or Lorraine. And I saw in New York they had a snowstorm called Lorraine, and it's like, wait, boy, such irony, right? I think they call it something else, but I'm not sure. But yeah, Barry, you are essentially right. Like each era would have one of the best calypsonians of all time. And well, since soca became the mainstream music genre for the Carnival season, right? For me, the big three is Marshall, Kess, and Bunchy Garland. And Nadia is always be a vibes, and Voice is the new up and coming person. And I am Span is he if you are talking about the greatest impact on shaping calypso music, you have to say Marshall Montano, right? Because he started off calypso and then he transformed it to the soca. He had the groovy, and then he come back to calypso. So I would say he's the one who have the most influence on the evolution of it, so to speak. Now you don't have to agree with me because that's just my opinion, right? Because the man have been doing this since he was a kid, even up to now. So he just have that. He's like the Michael Jackson of our carnival music in a sense. The pretty boy, long I haven't heard that. Well, yeah. Grassroots we talking about here. See, I didn't even think like this live is that haunted feeling, the seasons after. And well, Rush, Shorty, by the way, right? That song, Om Shanti Om, yeah. Om Shanti Om Shanti Shanti Om. Bollywood also sang that song, and Bollywood actually copyrighted Rush Shorty I, and Raymond Ramnarayan father or grandfather, the beginning of Dil Nadan, I think, was two of them who wrote that song and sang it way before it came out in India in Bollywood. So that song was first sung by Rashwati here. Yeah. Just in case you didn't know that, you know now. So yeah. So he was our next one. I think it was you had to pick up Rashwati because he's the one who created soca, which, as I mentioned in the video yesterday, is a fusion of African and Indian like melodies, right? So it's just now recent the soca more moving towards the Afrobeat, but yeah, but it will come back eventually. And Sylvan is saying, yeah, the home song, Home Shanty Home caused a little bit of trouble. Yeah, I don't know, but at the end of the day, right, when you watch the history of it, Home Shanty Home was released by Rashoti and Dilly Nadan before Bollywood tried to claim it, or claimed it in a sense. So, just like our steel pan, I can't believe we haven't claimed our steel pan as yet. Come on, government, what are you doing? But yeah, I thought that was like a done deal, easy thing, because the pan this season, like real taking. When I was in pan semis and I was also in panorama finals, and I was just enjoying that one dread. Now I have read people who like hitting on the tie between BPO Renegades and Massey All Stars, and to me, Renegades always come good dread. Renegades, when you hear Renegades play and you hear that clean tune from them from their steel band on when you hear them live, right? Massey All Stars was phenomenal. To me, I can't really be a judge for the panorama because I find that all them bands play some real good tunes. So it was hard to separate the points and to choose the winners and everything. Because Pan was real best for me, at least. Right? I know Pan may not be for everybody, and that's fine. That's cool. That's just how things are. That's just how things is cool. And like I said earlier, in my younger years, I wasn't a fan of Pan as much. I used to find it was old noise and everything. But as I got older, I began to appreciate it more. And also, I'm hoping to go and learn to play Pan. I don't know how to play our national instrument, the steel pan. So I'm planning to do that and hopefully do a video on that. So I'm Superman. I might do kind of the history of the steel pan, but from me learning to play it. And of course, it's going to be a challenge, right? I'm going to see if I can learn to play pan probably in a week. I don't know what concept to use yet for that. But yeah, and I'm not sure where yet. Most likely, I might go with a small band first, probably Brimblers, because I remember it was 2 years ago. You may not remember this, but I think 2 years ago when I was at Trinidad and Tobago had that event in Sawa, and they had Brimblers playing, and I was talking to one of the lead panists there, and he was like, "Yeah, come through," because I was asking him if he could just come in and learn how to play pan, and he said, "Yeah, come through anytime, man." So you heard it here first. If next year sometime I actually do a video on the steel pan, it might be something along those lines. So yeah, and well, of course, the pan crawl, as I mentioned earlier, I was able to go out late and do a video on that. That's why I dropped two videos, because two things, right? For Pan Trinbago have copyright on all their pan events in the grandstand in the Queen's Park Savannah. So if you go live while their panorama is going on, they will come and they will ask you to take down the video. They will message you and tell you that this is a copyright thing and take down the video. They have done that with some of the other people who stream. And yeah, Sylvana is saying, check out Shorty, The Art of Making Love. It was taken off the air the night he sung it. I'll check that out. So yeah, Brian is asking, do you have to join a band to learn, or is there some type of school? Most panyards would have where you don't have to join a band per se. But you could find out from the panyards how you could go about learning it. Now, there's no school at the moment that I am aware of. So if people know, let me know in the comments below. But I am aware that if you go to Metco, which is a factory that produces a pan, the steel pan and stuff, once you buy a pan from them, they have lessons. They give you lessons on it as well. So yeah. And the borrower is saying I have to learn the notes first. Well, yeah, I will. That will be something I will do, and that's pretty cool that they play pan as well. I see the nice thing about pan now, they have it as a curriculum for schools, which should have been done a while back. Like I wish when I was going to school they had that. I would so jump on board to learn about steel pan. So yeah, right now saying also gives lessons. I think most of the pan yard, if not all, to give lessons on playing pan. And yeah, hey Amarly, what's up? What's up? Welcome to the Vibes Live here. So I'm hoping next year we will do some of that. Yeah, I will probably I will check out the. No, I think I will learn it on the spot because I like to learn things when I'm there. And I mean, I do have like a small steel pan, and I know there are notes online as well that I could check out. But yeah, so that is some of the future plans I have. And speaking of future plans, next week is going to be a beach video. All right, I didn't get a chance to do my double topping yet, so next week is going to be a beach video, a beach in south, you know, kind of deep south in a sense, named after one of the persons in our history who rediscovered our country. So with that one, I'll let you know which beach we drop in next week. So yeah, so that is the plan for next week, and hopefully the following week. Now next weekend has the Chinese Spring Festival at Pier 1, so I'm not sure if I'll attend that or I might go on double top, so we'll see what's going on. So yeah, and also if you're all down here and you want to attend, I think they have an entrance at the door. Barry, yeah, Barry said it, so boom. Barry said it on the chat. So if for those of you who like want to know which beach we heading to next weekend, that is the one we are heading. Hopefully it is good. So yeah, so look out for that video. And then I was going to mention again, next weekend we would have the Dragon Festival. This is the Year of the Dragon, the Chinese New Year. So they're gonna have the Spring Festival at Pier 1. No, sorry, not Pier 1, Anchorage. Gonna have it at Anchorage. So if I am able to attend, then the following week's video will be that. If not, and I do doubles up, the next video after the beach video going to be a double topping. Barry saying what he will do, right? We organize something one of these days, Barry. So hold on to that. I owe you in a sense. So yeah, so we will be double hopping, and that one will be the east-west corridor. That one gonna be a big one, I think. And I'm preparing myself for that because I'll be on the road whole morning. And because I'll be hopping in on maxis and hopping out on maxis. Now, Humbert News saying he saw something about an oil spill down here. Yes, right now they have an ongoing investigation on a ship that capsized in Tobago, on the coast of Tobago, and they had an oil spill around the 8th of, or probably before that. It was a real horrible oil spill in Tobago, and it kind of damaged our coral reef a little bit on some of the beaches. But the cleanup crew and everything, right, they basically contain a good bit of the oil spill in Tobago waters, like within a 5-day period. It still has some overlapping, and they're still working on it. And right now, I'm hoping, right, that not much. I know damage would have been done to the coral reef and everything in Tobago, but I'm hoping that it more contained and not as bad as I may think it is. But yeah, that's what happened basically just before Carnival Monday and Tuesday, and investigations are ongoing on who that vessel belonged to, because that's a whole nother bubble, or I don't know what's happening right now. And I'm feeling for the people in Tobago, especially those of you who probably went across to Tobago for the Carnival weekend, because this would have been a kind of long weekend. That not this weekend, yeah, the last weekend, Carnival weekend, because from people already go to work on the Monday and Tuesday. It's not public holidays, by the way. You just have to take vacation or time off on Monday and Tuesday. And I don't know why they don't declare it as a public holiday. But anyway, so I feel for people who went to Tobago that weekend, because normally people would go across to Tobago, those who don't like partake in the carnival so much. So yeah. So that's essentially what happened in Tobago, unfortunately. But yeah, and but cleanup methods, cleanup is still ongoing. So from what I saw from people who are across there, they more or less have it under control, and now they're trying to figure out how that happened in the first place. That is real unfortunate for the environment, especially Tobago waters. Now about it. So yeah. Now in yesterday's video, right, I did not mention. I only went with the large band categories in terms of like who won and the updates. Yeah, but it being results. So right now they're trying to figure out what happened, and but it more or less continued at this point in time, and like they had volunteers over this weekend as well, helping out clean up and everything. And I think somebody posted it online, like they showed February 8th, how Scarborough was looking, and then on the 12th is like a vast difference on the oil spill and how they clean it up. So yeah, so somebody was asking who was the junior praise of the band winners, right, for the Kiddies Carnival, and it was, well, I responded when I went on NCC site, and I realized the NCC for junior praise of the band, they have schools and they have non-school participations, and then in schools they have large, medium, small, and also non-school they have large, medium, small. So there are different categories for the junior parades of the band. So if anybody want to see who won that, they can go on NCC, National Carnival Committee site, ncc.org, and go on 2024 results and winners, results or winners, but and you'll see they have all the list of everybody who won the various competitions right here over the carnival season here in Trinidad and Tobago. So yeah, basically, well, we tackle music, we tackle the carnival, we tackle. Oh, by the way, Dread, that video I dropped yesterday, it was like almost 20 minutes long, right? Initially, like when I sit down and I sat, because I would have written down these certain points in my book, right? And then I'll just start to talk to the camera and touch on the different points. And I realized, like, if I had to put together that whole, all the videos and the stuff I talk about, it would have been like almost close to an hour. So I just basically cut off the unimportant parts, kind of, and just, make it as concise as possible to break it down to that 18 minutes video yesterday. So yeah, so we're just giving you those updates. I didn't expect to come and stay here this long, but once again, it'll always be a vibe just to come and chat with you all a little bit, especially, Sylvan, Barry, I'm seeing Hardoon here, Deborah, Amarali. It'll always be, Shirley, Sylvan, and everybody else who join, like Brandon. Brandon will normally be the first one to message on the video. And if I forgot to mention, a few of you all, sorry, forgive me. Big up Reina, big up I'm Superman, Alice, Joe, and everybody who here. And Herbert. And yeah, so hopefully next week next week I will hopefully resolve the stream. Hey, Straight Talk, big up. We have another, outside Trinbago peeps in the house. DJ Sheldon, good night, welcome. We now about to wrap up here. So we reach the part normally when I reach this part on the Sunday Vibes Live. This is what I like to call the anything goes session. And yeah, so this is where we answer we continue to answer questions throughout the live and everything, but in the anything goes session, I actually went on Turkey this movie. Oh my gosh, I forgot the name of it. Hey, I appreciate that, Humbert. It's always be good. Oh yeah, before I forgot to, I have to big up like this past 2 weeks on the road. Like when I was outside there, either recording stuff to make a video or just being live, I met a good bit of my fellow Trinbago vibe peeps who do not live here, who watch the videos, who got inspired by some of the videos and came down and tried some of the things we did, and it's like big up you all because it always be good. Like I always appreciate everybody who give me feedback and everything, but it's also be validating when you go and do videos and people say, hey, keep doing what you're doing. They're really enjoying it. I make them miss home and everything. So big up everybody who I met. I forgot to throw in this clip. I met a couple at Pan finals, and then I saw them on the road, and they was playing with which band I was, boy, with they had a Japanese team. So big up them, that was pretty cool. Straight Talk. Yes, you see, Straight Talk was one of them I chats on the road. Big up you all. I just enjoy the interactions and enjoy the feedback and everything. So it was cool to meet you all, whoever shot me out and healed me out on the road. It always be a nice vibes. Reina is asking, like, hey Kimmy, Reina's asking, I follow you on all events to stream, but I wonder how you move around transport wise. Well, for the Carnival, I was basically walking the whole time when I was streaming. Basically walk from home, walk from where I stay in, just walk all over the place. And then I'll walk back, and if I can get a pickup, I'll get a pickup, and then head out. But most times I'll be walking. If I go into a certain spot, I'll get dropped off at a certain spot, and then I'll stream. And after that, after I'm done stream, I'll call my wife, and we'll arrange a pickup. So that's how it normally go right now. So my wife will be more informed of what I'll be doing when I'm streaming out in public. And after I end the stream, I will call her and arrange a spot to come and get a pickup. And the same thing goes sometimes when I'm doing videos too. Like if I'm not driving or like for the Carnival museum video, right? I basically got dropped off on the promenade, and I walked from the promenade straight to the museum up Charlotte Street. And she dropped me on the promenade, and then she came and picked me back up like 3 or 4 hours afterwards after I was finished recording the museum. So that is just how it's go. Oh, King Cole, it's been a long time I've seen King Cole. I know he was working shifts and he wasn't on the live for a while. So big up, welcome back. I hope all is well. I know for those of you who is in New York, I'm hoping the place get warmer. I've been seeing the place cool, and I'm sure those of you who living abroad as well, I'm sure how the weather is treating you all. Down here in Trinidad, it's hot. It's humid, and well, a little rain would help right now. But yeah, just want to say thank you all for always tuning in, always checking out this stuff, always supporting. We appreciate it, everything. And that's about it. I think I'm going to wrap up here. So Hubert is saying it's snow here. Well, stay warm, Hubert. I mean, like, I would like to you one of these days, I would like to experience snow. Like, that is always a dream, living in the Caribbean. But at the same time, right, I do not like the cold. Like, I could handle when the temperatures are over 0 degrees Celsius. But you see the negative degrees Celsius, I mean, I use degrees Celsius and on Fahrenheit here. It's be a different level of depression, boy. Different level of cold. I don't think I'm able. Like anything over 0 degrees Celsius, yeah, I could work with it. I'll be clothed and everything, but anything under that, it'll be rough. Oh, certified boss, welcome. Yeah, I hear you. So yeah, peeps. Well, in the anything goes session, I've basically streamed out House of Ninja on Netflix from Friday to now, in between. Yeah. Big up King Cole, yes. I know you was working these past few weekends, and now you're off, so It's glad to see you back on the live and everything. Alright, so I think I'm about to wrap up that because I have to go and organize for work tomorrow. And yeah, for those of you who have school tomorrow, you know, be safe on the road, have a productive one, have an enjoyable one. Thanks for joining me on the live, you know, and even jumping back on this live because you know we had some technical difficulties early. Yes, so my Trinbago by peeps, you all have a great night, have a safe week, have an enjoyable one, you know, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for joining me on this live, and we out. Trinbago vibes later, and yeah, thanks again, peeps. It'll always be our vibes.